Okay, we back. Of course. Every single time I hop on, I feel like it's nighttime. Right when I'm intending to travel out west. I'm being summoned. God, I heard someone, but seemed like they were going the other direction. It'd be nice if it actually go to sun before we get over there. I keep forgetting to check the train schedule first. Is there a train schedule at Flatneck? Guess we can find out. Was that someone just crouching over there? Oh, okay. That was weird, alright. I don't think there may be a straight train thing here. We can check though. You never know.
Hello.
Guess not. Worth a shot. Oh well. Hello.
Your friend Gideon was in jail.
Oh, was he now?
Yeah. The 4 lawmen were just inside the jail, and I heard them saying that they had him.
Nice.
hmm How's your day been?
Uh, been pretty good. Well, Patty has come up lame, so I have to wait until I get a hold of Conrad to help him out. So
Mm,
I had to fork over some money for a new horse, but I made that back after.
that's good at least.
hmm Um, I met a few people that might be of interest, maybe, I don't know. One of them was a transit person. He's interested in working with me maybe once I mean he's training to be transit. Um Doing, some sort of events where I sell my food and drink on the train. And this other one is named Frankie. He's from Saint Denis, which I was over in Emerald Trees where I was running into people like that. He runs the King of the Ring over there. But as soon as he heard my name, he got all excited. Apparently, he saw me. He said in Saint Denis, and I'm trying to remember where or when I was. I mean, I've been in the city before, but he said he'd been wanting to introduce himself. So, um, yeah, and he seems to be interested in maybe helping with the business. He's interested in maybe us sponsoring at some point King of the Ring. And since I'm trying to get the business up off the ground, he said I wanted to contact him for any support or tips or whatever. He likes helping businesses get off the ground. And someone who heard that I sell alcohol, or they were Tommy introduced her to me. I can't even remember her name. I think it's Annalise. Um she got excited upon seeing me and asked if I sold pirate rum, if I had any pirate rum. So maybe something of notes, maybe that's a hot commodity item we can look into at some point. And I think maybe, have you seen that baker's wagon?
Think so.
I think it's a little obnoxious, but if I'm going to be traveling around selling my wares, it should probably be something big and obnoxious, right?
Yeah, why not?
It's another 800, 7,000 for that one, but it's also, you can carry 5 crates in it. So at least sit for the business. If I need to get any more for storage or whatever, then.
Yeah.
But beyond that, everything's been good. Just been focusing on making money when I'm not chatting people up.
It's King of the Ring. Is it fights? I'm guessing.
Yeah, it happened today at 9 Eastern. Because he was wanting me to go, and I was like, that's not gonna happen. Fridays are usually bad for me. And he said, I mean, he's heard that a few times, that he might think about posting it early at some points, and to keep my eye on the flyers to see if there's any earlier times. He can't change
Yeah.
the day, but he can change the time.
alright. Big fights is always a good place you can meet people for information, bets,
Hmm.
selling things.
Yeah, it's apparently he was telling me about the history. Apparently some other man started this like 2 or so years ago. It's the Lion's Den in Saint Denis. And he and his partner Valerie um picked it back up because I was making suggestions of things that he could do. Me and the guy, all three of us were talking, and apparently the transit guy is like, maybe you should do fighting on a train. And it's like, I feel like that would be a little dangerous trying to fight people on a moving train, but good idea. And then
Yeah.
um I said maybe instead taking a tour on the train, and every time you stop at stops, have one of the fights.
That could be interesting.
Mm-hmm. He likes the idea, but also he said that, so he's like, I don't mean to toot my own horn, but we tend to sell out pretty quickly. So think about it, close to 30 people on a train picking up dust
Mm,
everywhere.
yeah.
I've still not heard from either Hector or Conrad, but I sent both telegrams late last night, so
Yeah.
I'll give them some time.
I ran into a woman who was down in the distillery at the gun store here.
Really now.
Mm-hmm. She wasn't being very subtle about it either.
See, so it is in use.
I mean, I didn't
Oh,
see her actively using it. I just saw her come up from the floorboard, so I
I
just
see.
assumed she's using it.
Do you see this wagon?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
Mm,
see him.
yeah, he
I
didn't
see a
even,
dead horse.
I don't see a dead horse.
Hmm.
Oh, I think I know what you mean. It kind of looks like he's on his last leg to me, but he didn't even try to turn though. Didn't even
No, he didn't try. I
attempt.
don't know.
It's just like, well, I'm just gonna try to
Yep.
run into this building. Oh, goodness. So what have you been up to?
Mm, just kind of sitting around. I woke up earlier, worked a little bit. Now I've just been kind of hanging around Strawberry, keeping an eye out.
Hmm. I guess that is a good spot for you to hang out since you can overhear them.
Yeah, if they are not keeping their voices down, you come all the way to the edge here, you can hear them inside the law office.
Wow.
And they tend not to keep their voices down.
You would
Also
think you
good
would.
is just see anybody who's coming up the road, anybody who goes into the gun store. It's a pretty good spot to just people watch.
Yeah, seems like it. Though it's pretty rainy and foggy right now. I can't really see much, but
Mm-hmm. Should we go do the second half of our class?
yeah, probably. Your horse not listening to you.
Yeah, I gotta go to the stable.
All right. Oh, come on. It's all right.
All right. That's this way.
I can't remember how many shine.
Okay.
All right. So, did you want to learn it here? Or do you want to actually go to a still and?
Better to learn it still, I think. Probably
Okay,
forget the steps if you just tell me how to do it here.
that's true. Then I'd probably just get like a small amount of it. We don't want to make a whole lot. It stores better in mash form.
Yeah, I was thinking just take 4 mesh. I think it's probably 20 bottles.
I believe so.
That should be good.
Okay. Was the closest still, I think, the speakeasy in Tall Trees, right?
The one by the post, Manzanita Post or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Okay. This weather will not make up its mind today.
No, won't. I'm following you.
I think I know where it is.
So many people today that I actually started to forget who I introduced myself to.
Oh! Let's focus on passing that man and not where the road is. Never gonna understand why they decided to build an open flame in the room with the still. Okay. And look at that. They have another one of their stills, of course it's not in use, right above the open flame. Okay. Getting my bearings. All right. That's pretty standard. Guess I don't have a pumpkin, but that's fine. All right. So this here is the still. This is where you're going to be putting your mash in once we're ready. We're not ready yet. I'm just letting you know. So you'll be heating up the mash here, and of course the alcohol is going to steam up from the mash, go down this arm here. Once it cools off enough to go down the arm, it'll go down into this, which will have should have a copper tubing, which we call the worm. It's kind of like the worm box. You put cool water in there to cool down the alcohol, and it'll come out of this little spout here. We'll put a container, a rather sturdy container there, because there are several parts to this. You don't just put the mash in, heat it up, and get your jug and call it good, because there's several parts to the distillation, and one in the beginning of it is extremely dangerous. So but before we get started, we have to make sure this still is safe, because if there's anything loose, if it's not been cleaned out well the last time it's been used, everything's not secure, if everything is not properly ventilated, we're going to have a bad time. Things can explode, things can get caught on fire, and as much as I like fires and explosions, I'd rather not be part of them.
Yeah, me neither.
So, basically just check over the arm, make sure it's attached and secure. We'll look inside the still and make sure it's been cleaned from the last time it was used. Thankfully, someone was smart enough to clean this out. The arm is secure on both sides, correct?
Yeah, it looks good.
Okay. All right. Where is their water source here? Because we need cool water for the worm box.
There's water here.
Okay, that'll work. You just need to fill up the worm box, so let's find a container. So in order to make this shine safe, it's going to take 2 or 3 passes before we do the final cuts to make sure there's no impurities and stuff in it. This basically cools down the alcohol steam that's going to be going down into the arm.
That makes sense.
Okay, some other safety things is if the still, of course, these first few passes, it's not going to matter because it's called the stripping run. The first few passes, you're basically stripping down the mash out of all of its, most of its impurities. So that's just to make it a little bit more alcohol potent and less impure. And then we'll do the spirit run as the final run to get all of our jugs of moonshine. So the first few times it's not going to matter, but the moonshine run, the spirit run, is going to matter if the still is too hot, because if the still is too hot, then more than just alcohol is going to get in the steam and make everything contaminated. So the parts of the distillation that we're doing, you call each one's got a part. One's called the 4 shots. That is the highly dangerous part that you discard. It's basically the first few ounces. It's pretty noticeable as far as appearance and smell of it being pretty bad. It smells, it's very pungent, like a solvent, like a cleaner. That's what it smells like. And it's volatile, so we need to properly dispose of it, not near open flames. That's the reason why I don't understand why they have open flames around here. So we'll dispose
Someone
of
wanted
that
to start
bit,
a fire.
apparently. And of course, obviously, the taste of it would be highly unpleasant, but you don't want to taste that. You're going to go blind or die. And it has a milky appearance. So that's the part we're going to be tossing out. There's no use for it. The next bit is called the heads. It still has impurities to it, but it is useful, so we'll just put that to the side because we can mix it and the tails, which is the last bit, the weak shit, and do more runs with that and get more shine. And the heads is still, it has a slightly oily film to it, visual wise. I still would not risk tasting it, but apparently it's unpleasant, but apparently it slightly has a fruity taste to it. But like I said, I wouldn't taste that to even confirm that, but supposedly. And then the hearts is your good stuff. It's got a pleasant, sweet smell, quality alcohol, clear as far as appearance is concerned. And then your tails, like I said, is not good for bottling, but good to mix with the heads in order to do more runs. And that is cloudy, oily looking, got a very distinct oily film to it compared to the heads. So you'll start noticing that changes as we fill different jugs and stuff. Trying to go down my list, thinking everything before we get started. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So what we're going to do is we're going to siphon the mash into this still here, because you don't want to pour it, you don't want to cause any spillages or anything, and that's going to be bad. So we're going to get tubing and siphon it into the stills container. And heat up the still. Okay, now we're going to heat the still here. Which I suppose in hindsight we could have just used the hot coals for, but you know. Which it would still be hot. This is the only heat source that should be around the still. Okay, so while that is heating up, it'll do its condensing and steaming up inside there. We're going to need to get some containers because we're going to discard the horse shots first. Stick that one under the spout and make sure it's perfectly aligned so we don't have any spillage, especially the four shots. And you'll start seeing it come out in its disgusting glory, those stench that four shots have. Don't ever try to inhale that, you know. I mean, we can't, you know, that's the reason why you need the area ventilated like this. So you don't knock yourself out. Doors are open. Never close yourself into a still.
It explains that there's a window downstairs in Strawberry.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Okay. Can you get me another container so we can change this out? Okay, this next bit will be the heads, which we can set aside to use on a different run. I'm going to dispose of this. Just keep an eye on that. Like I said, you'll be able to tell when it changes over to the hearts, then move another container under there to catch that.
Okay.
All right. How's it looking?
Yeah, I switched out the container. Switched out the container to the hearts once it started, and I set the heads to the side.
All right. Once things start to look a little less clear, we definitely need to change it out because then it'll be fails. Yeah. Where's the next container? All right. Hearts will set aside away from where'd you put the heads container? Okay. I'll set the hearts down here. Basically, once it's done, the mash will be done steaming up soon. Then we will rinse everything thoroughly inside the still and do it a couple more times. Basically the same process before we do the spirit run. Which the spirit run is basically the same process, but it all will be mixing all the hearts that we've collected these past stripping runs and do a final run of the same thing where we pour out the pour shots and everything else. It's basically the same thing, just the final purification.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, I think it's done. Put the tails over there. It got a little warm this go through, but like I said, this is just a stripping run. We'll pay more attention to how hot the still gets at the final run. All right, there we go. It's ready for another stripping one. You want to try this one yourself?
Yeah, I can try.
Okay. the coal still burning in the furnace?
Yeah, I thought so. Unless you removed them.
Just check to make sure we don't need to add any more. So I do kind of want it to cool down a little bit before we do the spirit run, so if it's still going pretty good, we'll not worry about it.
No, I like okay.
Okay, then we'll leave it alone.
Now I just swatch out the containers, right? Make sure the heat doesn't get too hot.
Yep. With the stripping runs, like I said, we don't have to worry about the still getting too hot, but we still want to just make sure it doesn't get overheated. We'll be better at watching the furnace once the moonshine run happens. Basically, the stripping run that we're doing is basically what a lot of novice moonshiners do, and just leave it at that. And sometimes take the good stuff. That's the reason why there's always potential for impurities being in their drinks because of that. They do this quick and dirty stripping run and then leave it at that instead of passing it through multiple times and doing the final spirit run.
Yeah, that makes sense.
They want that.
What do you want me to do with this?
Oh, okay. So you go up, there's a sink up there.
Mm-hmm.
Really dilute that container before you pour it out and continue to run water in that sink to chase it and rinse that out thoroughly. And just in time to switch that out to the tails. I set the tails down over here. Check the hearts. Oh, I'm sorry. The heart. You have the hearts, right? Okay.
That's what I thought. Yep.
Alright, carefully clean out the still. And I'm checking this to see if we want to do a third stripping run or if we are good to mix the heads and tails for the final run and do the spirit run after that.
Okay.
Yeah, that should be good. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take the heads and tails of the other ones and basically do it all over again. We're just mixing those together with the mash.
Okay.
What happened? Okay, there we go.
I think it looks okay, but I don't know.
Let's see. That should be good. I don't think we need to relight on, we just need to be shifted around a little bit. And once this pass is done, we'll do the final pass and we have our shine, put it in our jugs. Of course, you know, take the 4 shots out of the final run before we start jugging up the rest, but
Mm-hmm.
alright, get me a container. Okay, watch that. There we go. Aside. So the heads and tails of this batch and the final batch, we can either keep, so we can mix it with the rest of our mash, or we can just dispose of it too. Honestly, it doesn't matter either way. Depends on if we want to carry that back to the apartment to hold on to until we're ready to make the rest of the shine.
Might as well turn it into shine for now. I might go deliver some.
Okay. It's pretty straightforward. I know it's a little repetitive, but pretty straightforward once you get everything down.
Yeah, once you understand the process, it's not too bad.
Mm-hmm. Just always remember when you come, depends. It don't even matter if it's the same still, because this is a community still. You got to make sure that everything's been properly cleaned, everything's fastened and everything before you get started. But don't need you catching fire or blowing up.
No, that would not be good. No, it's finishing up.
Okay. Now we are ready for the spirit run. Once we get this cleaned out and of mash, then we can put the hearts back in there and do its final pass through. Okay. Give me the heart containers so we can start siphoning. Thank you. Now this run, you have to really watch the furnace, because alcohol burns quicker than water.
Mm-hmm.
So you want it hot enough to, generate the steam that you need, but you don't want it so hot that it has to be the right temperature. It can't be just warm, but you don't want it to be extremely hot. You just have to find the feel of the you have to fill it out, basically. It'll take you a few times to learn the magic. Okay. Okay. And that is the 4 shots. Put that aside, dispose of. Since this is the final run and it's all hearts, you're going to have less 4 shots than your stripping runs.
Mm-hmm.
And same thing with the heads. You're still going to have heads. It's not going to be the best. So you can, like I said, we can keep that bit to make more mash with, to add with the mash to make more. But it's going to be a lot less than your first few runs.
Yeah, makes sense.
The majority of it's going to be hearts, so definitely that's going to fill up quite a few jugs. So once you see that going to hearts, start filling up jugs.
Sounds good.
Need more jugs? Okay. Here you go. With this batch, like you said, we probably should get a good 20 out of it, and then it'll start going to tails, which is not worth bottling. We can keep that in the heads for other runs.
Okay.
Great.
Mm-hmm. Do you have your 10 jugs?
Yep.
All right. Shall we?
Once you get used to that process and do it yourself, it'll be a lot quicker and it'll be like second nature to you once you get used to it.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Guns for hire.
The code is singers, right?
I mean, stringers?
Singers, whatever they are. Yeah, maybe they're teller. Alright, shall we?
Yep. Thought that pronghorn was charging at me for a second.
Thankfully not.
Bazaar is still open for your needs.
That was a hell of a voice.
You just put it
Did
in
you-
the right crate for right now.
Did you just hear that man's voice as we rode it?
Yeah, he was the guy who sold us opium yesterday.
Oh. I was not expecting that.
Yeah. Well, I very much appreciate you taking the time to teach me.
Of course. Glad I could help teach the proper way.
Yeah, as someone who doesn't drink. At least now I know how to make it.
I suppose leave the drinking to us.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm.
Alright, should we go say hi to people or are you going to bed?
No, I'm probably gonna be awake for a few more hours.
Alright. Should we go say hi to people?
Sure, why not? Only I can be Dusty.
Do you
That's
have any
better.
use for gold chunks?
Hmm. Besides them being shiny, no. Ooh. Thank you.
You're welcome. I took a mining job earlier today and it called for some kind of mineral that I could not find.
Hmm.
I went to 3 different mines and gave up.
What was the mineral, dude?
I think it's raw fluorite.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure.
I found coal. I found flint. I found gold.
Is anyone in here?
I had to buy an ugly lantern.
An ugly lantern. Ah. Be careful, those are flammable too.
That's why I got it.
Really now.
No, it's because one of the mines was pitch fucking black.
What?
I'm just curious what that guy threw away.
Do you want to go dig in the trash for you?
Well, that's good.
No.
Pebbles, junk, and potatoes. Hello
Look
there,
at
welcome.
my ship.
Hello.
Oh,
Wow.
nice shiv.
It's for sale. Welcome. Step right up. Check out my wares.
How much do shivs usually go for?
I'm open to
Interesting. Okay.
It's one of the original first ones ever made in Siska.
Really now. And can you authenticate that, or I have to go through by your word?
I made it in Siska about 5 years ago.
Oh, okay.
It took us a while to figure out the recipe.
I imagine so. You have to get pretty creative in Sisika.
Yeah, hardest part is baiting the rats.
Is it?
It's not a pleasant place.
Yeah, there's a giant albino gator that lives there. And apparently now it has babies being trained.
So how did you manage to bait the rats?
This is not supposed to.
We made some bait. I don't quite remember the recipe for that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess that would make
Or
sense to
something
bait,
silly.
keep things, make the bait.
Yeah, I don't remember, but my friend Peter Rockwell might.
All right.
But yes. Feel free to check out the merchandise.
Do you see anything that you like?
Everything in the boxes is for sale.
No, it's okay.
Alright.
We looked yesterday too.
Okay.
Well,
Good
thank you
stuff
very
every
much,
day.
sir.
Yeah, thank you.
No problem.
I'll be safe.
You too.
No, he doesn't have anything that he didn't have yesterday.
Let me see. But I didn't even check the boxes.
I mean, you
What
can
was
look
in
if
it?
you want,
Yeah.
but it's a bunch of random items: dice, coins, shivs, opium pipes, cigarette holders.
I see.
It's quite literally a random assortment of goods.
So seeing there's much anyone else around here.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Maybe we go, we can look at Strawberry, and if it's quiet, we can go to maybe Valentine.
Sure. Yes, Guinness, take your sweet time. Thank you. Come on. I want to eventually get a shiv, but I don't want to fork over that kind of money right now.
How much did he say it was?
He said starting price $350, but he's willing to haggle. But of course, he has a story with it, so that means probably not haggle as much as you think.
Yeah.
But if he has a crate full of shivs, who knows if that story is actually...
I only saw one shiv in a crate.
Oh, okay.
Each crate had random items. They weren't like organized items. The only one that had any uniformity to it is he had one crate of different kinds of ammo.
I could probably make my own shiv if I felt like it anyways. It's just a lot of work.
I fully believe you can make your own shiv.
What's that supposed to mean?
That you're resourceful.
Okay. that you meant, because I like pointy things, so of course I would know how to make a shiv.
No. You're smart and resourceful. That's why.
Well, thank you. Glad you noticed.
Did you send me a telegram?
Um, I did to say that I was.
Hello again.
Hello.
Okay, it was you.
Okay. Yeah, I don't remember you. Unless you checked your telegrams on my way here. I don't remember you actually looking at your telegrams since last time I sent something.
No, I didn't. I just never saw him wave to me until we were coming in town.
Hmm. Not even someone waving at you in Blackwater, or?
Maybe I just didn't see him.
Hmm.
I'm not always the best at paying attention for Telegram boy.
Yeah. I'm always keeping an eye out for oh god. I'm always keeping an eye out.
I should.
I mean, who else would be telegramming you besides me and Alistair?
Well, you and Al are the only two that have my Telegram, so if someone else was Telegram me, I'd be very concerned.
Hmm. Yeah, that would be concerning. I didn't have a taxidermy guy telegramming me today or running into me today, so that's always a plus.
Your bestie.
Yeah, my bestie. Good to have a break away from my bestie for a day.
Probably misses you.
Yeah, probably. I'll probably hear all about it whenever I see him again.
I went back out to the second half of the frontier without you. It was so lonely.
Oh god.
Alright. Valentine, maybe?
Yeah. It is rather late, so who knows what we see.
Yeah. Lost you for a moment.
Yeah, got lost around the building. Nothing.
It's very, very quiet.
Yeah.
Hmm.
The city was quite busy, but that was earlier today. That's because of the King of the Rain.
Yeah. I mean, we could go to the city, see if there's any connections to make. If not, ride through roads on the way back, and then just head back to Strawberry.
Sounds good.
I've only been to the city once, so why not go again?
Nope. Guinness was trying to make a withdrawal.
Yeah, I saw that.
Of course, people start riding towards Valentine's as we're leaving.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're doing the same thing as us and looking for people. That does not bode well since they're coming from this way.
Yeah, it could be. Only one way to find out.
Yeah.
Everybody's going that way now.
Yeah. Maybe those are the poker players that like playing around this time.
Maybe.
I seriously thought that local was gonna run right into you.
Wouldn't be the first time.
My horse is so short that he can't keep up. Or it's going at the same pace. Wow, there's like no one around.
I don't know.
Yeah, seems like there's no one around.
Yeah, that's that.
Interesting for a Friday.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Check telegrams, maybe?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Seems like a place to congregate. Just one person checking telegrams.
Yeah. Go ahead, go say hi. Let's find out who he is.
How's it going?
Is that you?
Oop.
Rose? Is that you, mate?
Sorry, was that?
Is that Rose?
No, that's not.
Oh, sorry. You and that gentleman over there look very much like a Rose and someone else I know. Never mind.
Oh, I see. Oh, I'm
Anyway.
Dusty.
Dusty, that name rings a bell. We met. Name's Jacko Bundy.
Uh, possibly. I was around here for maybe a few weeks before I left the crossing for a few months, and I'm back now.
Okay, all right, I see. No problem. Anyway, just you thought you were someone else. That's all.
No, it's okay.
Anyway.
I figured me and my friend here have been riding around the crossing. It seems pretty quiet tonight, so just saying hi to people I see.
Ah, sure, yeah. It's quite busy, definitely earlier in the day. Although I think a lot of people are sort of winded in, have some quiet drinks and all that.
No, I see. I did hear about the King of Ring.
Did that happen? I wasn't sure.
I'm not entirely sure if it happened or not. I did run into a man named Frankie who was talking about it.
Ah,
He
okay,
was
yeah, I
putting
know
up
Frankie.
he was putting up flyers for it and talking to me about it.
Ah, okay, I see.
And unfortunately,
Well,
it was at a time I couldn't go. But
sure, yeah. Unfortunately, I've been out of town most of the evening. We sometimes serve drinks at the speakeasy outside of town, just
oh,
for a couple
really?
hours at a time. So, just been out there tonight. Yeah, you ever see the campfire? Feel free to pop in and say good day.
Interesting. Okay, I'll have to keep that in mind. And you said your name is
Cool.
Jacko?
Yeah, Jacko Bundy. You ever heard of
Oh,
Bundy Rum, mate?
you know what? I did see one of your flyers actually. It was intriguing.
Sure, yeah, we definitely got a lot to offer. Sell rum, tobacco, always looking to hire people, all that sort of stuff.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, we'll have to come check it out one time. Do you have set times that you go, or just whenever?
Well, we have a lot of different things that we do. So, that's typical hours of operation will be around about 9 Eastern most days of the week. Although tomorrow and Sunday is a bit more wild. We're around quite a lot. For example, we go to Blackwater Market tomorrow morning.
Oh, yeah. I think I heard something about a market.
Yeah,
When
got
is
quite a lot going on.
when is the market tomorrow?
12 Eastern, so quite early.
Oh goodness, yeah, that is quite early.
Yeah. Yeah, normally I wouldn't, but it's on a sad day, so I can handle it. But
Yeah.
yeah, as I said, normally around 8, 9 Eastern, we're waking up and getting to work and all that.
Well, wonderful. I'll have to if I see that campfire, like you said, we'll have to come by and say hi and get some drinks.
Sure, absolutely, mate. We always got Bundy rum there.
All
Be happy to
right.
give you some.
Okay.
By the way, I love the green. That's bloody fantastic because I'm wearing my green suit today too. You would have thought.
I love grades, so
Fantastic. All right. Well, anyways, lovely to meet you. I'll got to get things wrapped up, but
right.
hopefully we'll see you over there at some
Yeah.
point.
It's nice meeting you too. Hopefully we'll see you.
That's good, mate. Cheers.
Someone else is doing a speakeasy. So Bundy is doing a speakeasy. I've seen his telegrams. Flyers. Yeah, they're running a speakeasy over in the swamp. So
Okay.
competition.
Yeah, good to know. He has his Telegram posted all over the place, so.
Yeah. He said when you see the campfire to feel free to stop by the speakeasy and get drinks and say hello.
Okay. Yeah, that's good to know.
Yep.
We should try to keep an eye on when he's doing it so we can kind of figure out a schedule.
I asked him that. He said that of course he's always doing other things, but he's usually around 9 Eastern and however long after that. But it usually is doing other things. Like tomorrow he's going to be at the Blackwater Market at I think he said 12 or 11, early. So he seemed to do a lot of things. But yeah, that's the owner of the Bundy alcohol.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, if when we're around earlier, we should make it a habit of just going by just to see, start trying to see when they're open.
Yep.
All right, roads.
Sure. He also said I looked like someone named Rose, and you look like her partner.
Did you say I'm a jealous type?
No.
I'll have to try harder.
Really ring a bell for you. Hi, dude.
Hello.
Howdy, folks. Let me get out of the way of this wagon.
Oh, I did, earlier today, 3 deputies rode up on me in Emerald to just, I guess, to scout me out. They're making their runs, doing, patrols. They were asking me what I was doing in the crossing or anything else, so I told them about my, Dusty's boozy delights, and they got excited and said that they, wanted to give it a try once I import in.
Good.
And then they saw a large group of people running by, so like a squirrel, they turned around and darted off.
Let's slow down. I want to see this person behind us is looking to talk.
Hello.
Guess not.
Nope.
I like keeping cops close as long as we're not sharing information.
Yeah, it's what I figured with my business. Sell them things, get their money.
Yep. And you can always, find ways to poke and prod on things without without overplaying your hand when they're customers. So.
Exactly. Like a concerned citizen, wonder what's going on, so I have to keep my eye open if there's anything dangerous happening.
Exactly. We wouldn't want you to get hurt.
Exactly. I'm so defenseless. I need to be in the know of things.
Mm-hmm. Very defenseless.
Yep.
I think if we ever get in a gunfight, I'm more worried about Al than I am you.
You don't think he can hold his own?
It makes me nervous.
Let me see.
Not in that way. I just mean it makes me nervous in the sense of if he can actually shoot his gun in the right direction. This
he
keeps
never-
coming out wrong. What I mean is he can't aim for shit.
Do we need to go target practice sometime?
Yes. Yes, we do.
Shady Bell's got a good place for that.
That might be on the agenda this week.
All right.
Just seeing if anybody's over here. Doesn't look like it. I don't think I've been to Rhodes to read their posters, so.
There used to be a lot more, but it seems like a lot of them have been ripped down. There's a violinist for hire over here. It'd be nice to find musicians for our little thing, but we'd have to find some that don't mind what it is we're selling.
You don't have to know.
I mean, it depends on how
Yeah.
loud our customers are about it.
I mean, that's true. So otherwise, you just get somebody who doesn't care
Yeah.
one way or the other. They're being paid, they shouldn't care, as far as I'm concerned.
They shouldn't, but there are people who are like that. Poetry night. Rathskeller Fort for poetry night? Interesting.
I don't know where that is.
It's all the way in the west.
Alright, back to Strawberry.
Yeah. I don't know why I did that here. He's immediately gonna get covered in red dirt.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Nothing happening tonight. At least we got the training done so he can do his deliveries and stuff on his own. Oh, One of the deputies got excited upon hearing my horse's name Guinness and was hopeful that I would be selling Guinness. So maybe I do need to import some Irish things.
Yeah. Okay. Let us know what you need if you need any help from us.
Alright. Maybe I should do a rotation of whatever I'm selling as imported goods. Whatever I can get for the week or however long. I don't know if we should do this weekly or every other week. I suppose it depends on me.
Yeah, it's kind of up to you on that one.
Yeah. I feel like I have to always keep Canadian whiskey in stock. I mean, come on. It's me. But
Yeah.
I'm sure I can rotate other
Yeah.
things.
Mm-hmm.
Wolves. Wolves out at this time. I guess they got themselves a meal and beaten others.
Yeah.
Hello. I am taking a bath.
Okay. Yeah, sounds good.
Someone's been baking in here. Anyone in the bath? Okay.
Good?
Yep. Smells like someone was baking in there.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
I was looking to see if you can canoe down Strawberry, but there's no place to get a canoe up top.
Yeah. That's a shame. Jacko complimented my green. He was
I
wearing
heard
his
that's
green.
when I walked away.
Oh, okay.
I said, oh, let me leave you two to your private conversation. That's why I send you to talk to people. They get all excited. They think they recognize you, somebody else.
I see what I'm wearing.
Exactly.
I've been keeping my eye out for potential people to hire for us, but so far not so good. Still making connections with people, but
Yeah, I think it'll come. You're doing a great job of getting to know more people, getting information from people. I think, like I was telling Al, I think we'll start just posting flyers, maybe at speakeasies, maybe elsewhere, looking for delivery drivers. Start there.
yeah. We need to iron out all the details with how we'll handle the delivery drivers and everything.
Yeah, I think for right now, uh, me or you will make the shine. I'll have the delivery drivers come and just pick up packages. They don't need to know what's in the packages. Um, we'll figure something out. I'll think through it a little bit.
Okay.
I want to write some fake receipts in case they get pulled over by lawmen. I have some ideas.
All right.
But I'm currently thinking we just have them come with us to the speakeasies or have us meet us at the speakeasies, one or the other. One of us will make the shine, put it in packages, put it in their wagons. They deliver it and give us back the cuts. I also told Al that for a lot of these drivers, I want to do a couple of test run with oranges. So I'm gonna just pick oranges, put them in packages, tell them to go to a couple locations, drop off packages, just
Okay.
to make sure that they're not asking too many questions. I don't want them stopping and searching the packages. Their job should just be bring packages from point A to point B.
Yeah, because that was my concern if we bring them to a speakeasy and have them deliver packages from there. If they're going to start assuming things or asking questions or.
Yeah, that's why we'll start with oranges, um, and then we'll have fake receipts that say oranges on them even after they're not doing oranges. But we'll keep an eye on them, make sure that they're not going through packages. We'll see how many questions they ask when we ask them to deliver things.
Okay.
Take it slow. In the meantime, me and Al will deliver most of our shine.
All right.
Obviously, you're welcome to deliver whatever you want as well, but I know last time we discussed it, you'd rather stay on the production side, which is totally fine.
Yeah, I'd much rather stay on that side of things. I like the art of brewing, especially infusing my shines with different things, making different flavors.
No. Yeah, we're in agreement there. I think you do a great job. I think we'll have you once we, bring even more people on and get some people that we trust. Have you train some more people on making shine, and hopefully that side of the business will kind of take care of itself at that point.
Yeah. You also probably should think about if we're going to cover them if they do indeed get stopped by law, get searched,
Yes.
because there is risk for the job that they're doing.
Yeah. Something. I'll be more open with you than I probably should be. As you've
Okay.
probably realized, me and Al are not related, but we are brothers in a different sense. Our families have been running businesses for a decent amount of time before we came to the crossing. Um, so, with things like that, yes, similar to when your gun gets robbed, I pay that, or our family pays that. It'll be the same. They get pulled over, we expect them and we will tell them they can run, but they're not to shoot law. As long as they didn't get violent with law, we'll pay any fine of them getting arrested.
As long as they keep their mouth shut on who they got the shine from.
Yeah, if they are dumb enough to open their mouths, not getting paid will be the least of their problems.
Mm-hmm. Because I certainly know I'd be very unhappy if my name got dropped to the law. I want to remain a ghost for as long as I can here.
We can find ways to make sure that even when we start doing deliveries, that you're not involved directly, at least. We'll have you. Can have you wear a mask if nothing else. Use a different name.
All right. I showed Al my bank robbery get up.
Yes, forgot about the bank robbery.
Mm-hmm.
Here, I'll show you something. Let me go change behind this tree.
All right. You and I think alike?
I know.
The reaction I got from Al when I showed him was amusing.
Oh.
Uh-huh. And of course, then he said, you should show this to Tommy. And then he's like, wait, that would probably make him more excited.
Oh boy. It's what I mentioned earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, currently it's just me and Al over here. And we have not and are not ready to invite anyone else quite yet. But when the time comes, is that something you'd want? Or do you like where you are?
That is such a hard question for me to answer. Al's posed a very similar question to me.
Don't have to answer if you don't feel comfortable.
I've always been very independent. In the times that I do group up with people, even if it's just a single person, bad things happen. One thing or another. And I know I shouldn't assume every time is going to be a bad time, but it kind of makes you wary.
It's understandable.
But I'll think about it. I'm fine where I'm at right now. I can do the things that I can do. As I asked Alistair, what... Right, I don't even know if you can answer this, but what more would there be if I was asked to step up?
It's more... how do I word this? More responsibility in a way. But with it also comes no longer having to feel alone. But I also want to make it painfully clear. Joining or not joining, when and if that time comes, you will always be independent in the sense of able to do the things that you want to do.
Right.
There's never... What we do is entirely based around business. And you have tons of business ideas that we want you to feel like you can do and only be there to assist.
I
In
mean,
terms of what more would be asked from you, if I'm being honest with you, I think it's things that you would already do. In the sense of there would be money that comes in to the group. There would be if one of us got hurt or attacked, we might ask that you help us. But we don't go after law. We don't go out looking for conflict. If we did, we would already be hunting down Gideon at every moment. I tend to be a little more methodical than that. I want to know all the information before we go, create a plan. I don't like just running in blind and not knowing what we're getting into.
which I appreciate. That's definitely a far cry from a lot of other groups and individuals I've been with.
It's the primary reason we haven't gone after Gideon. I don't know enough. I know names, I know what they look like, but more than that, we don't know who they ride with. We don't know what times they're usually around. We don't know where they stay. And so Al knows I tend to get extremely angry when someone who I care about is harmed, robbed, so much as looked at the wrong direction, but I have to calm myself and realize that there are proper ways to deal with things.
Well, I'm glad you realize that and can think through the anger. But I'm fine though. You don't have to care for little old me.
I know I don't.
Well, that's good because I don't need someone to oh, what's the word? Clinginess and being coddled, both of them are just too much.
For me, it's about I care about my friends, whether or not you're officially with us or not. At the very minimum, I call you my friend. And similar, maybe not as extreme, but similar to if Al had something robbed from him, I still fully intend to do something about it. People don't are my friends. But that also does not mean that we want to baby you or coddle you. Well, we might tease you for Tommy, but you're always welcome to do the things you want to do.
Good to know.
Not that you need my permission, but
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to weigh the pros and cons on keeping Tommy around. He has his uses, but I don't know if they're the balance is starting to tip severely on the cons.
I like him.
Uh-huh. Because he doesn't
Doesn't
talk
talk
to
to
you.
me.
Yeah.
It's funny how much we think alike.
Yes, it does. I'm the chatty side of you.
Well, If it becomes a problem, let us know.
Yeah, I'll let you know.
Heard there's a pack of hungry wolves between here and Valentine.
Gonna watch him and see if he actually fights them barehanded.
That's the plan. Take his guns off him and throw him to the pack. Alright. That's enough too much information out of me today.
He done talking.
Yeah, I think it's time for me to go to bed.
Nah, I was thinking that too. It's getting a little late.
Listen,
Yeah.
obviously I trust you,
Mm-hmm.
but I would appreciate if the things that you get told, here now, but also with me now around, it stays between us. I think it does. I have no reason to believe that it doesn't, but just wanted to reiterate it.
Of course.
How did I end up with the only hotel room that's not in Strawberry?
I don't know. Where are you even sleeping? We don't have a bed in there.
I sleep in the saloon.
Oh,
There's a bed
okay.
upstairs. You're gonna be around tomorrow.
Yeah, I will be.
Alright. I'll send you a telegram tomorrow then. Good
All
night.
right. Good night. That was a good talk. We taught him how to moonshine, so now he can do his deliveries. And he can stop shoveling shit. I'm still going to be doing that though, so. But yeah. We got some shinies. We'll probably just sell it for money. All right. Bye bye.